Sup guys, my name is Ismael Morno and I'm here to teach you some tips and tricks on how to overcome night anxiety. First of all, I want to help you guys. I teach you how to overcome this because I lived it and I want you to not. I want to make it easier for you to overcome what you live right now if that's something happening to you or if it ever happens to you. Um, the way because I want to help you is mainly because at first I wanted to talk about what I lived yesterday, my night anxiety, but I watched a video of Layla or Mercy talking about how she paid the coach for her husband, and she was saying that she learned that she learned that people want to learn things from you, and you don't. It's not easy to like share what you want. It's easier for you to share what people want to learn. So I want to share and teach what I learned on my journey. um, the reason because I think I'm competent talking about that is because I'm on a path right now to become someone I think I'm proud of. So my name is Ismael Mono. As I said, I'm a university student, and I have a goal to disrupt the tech industries. It's really a goal of mine, about 3-ish older. I was 19 when I had that dream, and since then I'm really walking towards the path of like being something greater. I want to be better, but since it's not a long time, I'm working on myself to become better. I have a lot of things to learn really, because I was kind of like dormant before. Anyway, so what happened yesterday is that I was trying to fall asleep, and there was like a lot of night anxiety going on. I was afraid of failing mainly, fear of missing out. I was putting a lot of pressure on myself, but in the end, I was able to overcome it. And it's really because of all these tips I'm going to talk about right now. So tips number one, really write it down. Write what you're thinking, why, what's happening in your head. Write it down, put it down on something, piece of paper, your telephone, notes, anything, just like apps on your phone for that. You can get a pad on like the dollar store if you want. It's really easy to write stuff down, even on your hands if you want. What's happening when you do that? You make it real. You make what's happening in your head real. So like if you want to talk about it later on, you want to refer yourself to it in a way, it's really easy for you to go see your notes. So when you write stuff down, it's that, and it's also more understandable for you to understand the problem, the situation you're in, and it's easier for you to overcome it in a way. So if you know why you're not, it's hard for you to do something, it's always easier to like overcome it, basically. So basically what I want to say is like what you understand is always easier. When you understand thing, I know I'm repeating myself, I just want to be clear. When you understand something, it's always easier to do it, basically. So step number 2, because we've just passed step number 1. Step number 2, reaffirm what you are, who you are, basically. Because you know when you are eating yourself, because you're like, oh, I'm not good, I can't do that. You're kind of like going downhill on your confidence journey. So reaffirming, complimenting yourself, it's a way of like going up again, and put yourself again on the plateau of like, I'm confident, I'm good, I'm fierce, I'm strong. Anything that makes you feel proud, just say it to yourself, write it down if you want. Just try to make it clear that you have a goal of like becoming something better, and just go back up to where you were before. This also helps get out of the hamster wheel, because when you reaffirm yourself, as I said, you stop going from the downhill. So like when the hamster is rolling, it's always going downhill, and the hamster is rolling. But when you compliment yourself, you're really going up, and so it basically stops the hamster from rolling. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys know what I'm talking about. It's really hard to stop the hamster. So when you write stuff down, it really concentrates your attention somewhere. So nothing can distract you again from you. Like yourself cannot distract yourself, you know. And when you compliment yourself, it really dissipates the bad thoughts you are having. Step number 3. Tips number 3. Talk about it to loved ones, your confident, your animals, stuffed pets, you know, like plush thingsy. Anyone needs to talk to someone, because if you don't, it's you really feel lonely in what you live, and it's pretty hard to overcome what you live, basically. So talking about what you're living to someone, anything, something, it really makes it easier for you to be able to overcome this. Because when you feel, it's kind of like Naruto, you know, when you watch, yeah, when Naruto, it's a lot of episodes, but if you take all of like the 500 episodes and you take only the last one, the main message there is really, when you're alone, you're weak, it's hard to live alone. But when you're with a team of friends, of people accompanying you, it's really easier to become stronger because there's people to support you and you're there to support people. It's really a teamwork going on with people. That's another subject I want to talk about in another video if you want, but it's really talking to people, to someone about what you're living is really a way of like, you can forget about it, basically. And step number 4, have an orgasm. I know it's not something you might want to hear, or not something I'm at ease to talk really, but yeah, I'm at ease, but I don't, it's not something I'm used to talk on video because it's the first video I ever make on the front of a camera. But, sorry, what having an orgasm really does is it boosts your hormones to help you sleep, basically. So after that, when all the adrenaline level are going down, it really helps you to go to sleep after that and just evacuate the stress in a way. On a personal take, I don't do that, or at least I try not to do it, because I try not to rewarding behavior that I don't like. I avoid doing that. I don't like rewarding anxiety, you know, because if you reward anxiety, it's kind of like, oh, I have anxiety, it's a good thing. Your brain acts in a way kind of like a dog, you know. So like if you give a treat to your dog while he's doing something, he'll associate the act with the treat. So if you do that with yourself, it's kind of like if you're telling yourself that it's okay to have it. It's fine to be anxious, but if you want to stop the process, the thing happening on the long run, it's kind of like a training, so you have to do it bits by bits, and you have to stop rewarding yourself doing that. So that's why I don't do step number 4. At least try to avoid it. So yeah, that's all my tips. If I can go on them again, write it down first. Really easy to do. Reaffirm yourself. Give yourself compliments. Do stuff to make yourself good. Feel good about yourself. It's number 3, talk about it to someone. And number 4, serotonin boost. Anyway, so yeah, so you know what when things like that happen, it's really kind of like sometimes you feel like you're on a plateau. It's kind of like when you go on a mountain, you know, and when you're doing a hike and you hike on a mountain, really high mountain, sometimes you're on a plateau and you're like, God, I want to stop. It's really hard. I don't know if I can continue. But what happens if in your mind is it's just a plateau. If you continue, you'll become closer to your goal if you continue, basically. So I know it's hard, it seems long sometimes when you're on a plateau of a mountain, but if you continue, you'll continue go up, and then another plateau, and you can continue doing that again and again. Yeah, so for business people, it's kind of like a sigmoid curve too. So like if you don't try to become better in a way, you'll go down. But if you try to become better, you always go up in a way. So when you try to become a better person, I think it's better for society if everyone do that. Try to become someone to like, someone to proud of, really. Yeah, I think it's a really important thing for society to become a lot of things like that. I want to talk more about that kind of stuff, but I think it's kind of like out of scope of the topic. So basically, if you like the video, sub, like, comment, anything like that. Do anything to boost the video and receive stuff like that again and show that, yeah. Anyway, I love you guys.